Happy Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the College Football Nightcap. I'm your host, as always, Lucas Hill. Scout is not with us today. He will be back next week, where we have a lot to talk about. We're going to have a great week next week. First of all, happy Thanksgiving to every single one of you. I hope you've had a great day. I had some brisket today. I had some baked potato casserole, some green beans, some squash. You know what I mean? Just some good stuff like that. You know, it was a good day to eat some good food. But no, guys, for real, thank you guys for hopping on. Thank you guys for just supporting us as we continue our stretch going to expand. You know, getting our name out there and being able to just continue to support us as we continue to provide you guys with some of the best content out here. You know what I mean? I'm excited for this, guys. I'm excited for all you. So, guys, do me a favor. Let me know your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about. My bad, I'm having some slow bite rate. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about what we have going on here. Let me know what you guys think our opinions are on rivalry week this weekend. I know a lot of you are currently eating some good food right now. I know that that's good stuff. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing better than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing better than that. So, when I think about this upcoming weekend, and when I look at what a lot of teams have on the line, guys, this is a huge opportunity for many teams around college football to put themselves in a position to where they can get back into the CFP hunt. I talked to Chris Phillips yesterday, for those of you that tuned in to yesterday's show, about what scenarios we could be looking at for different teams to get into the CFP race. Again, 3 lost teams. And there's a good bit of them. Make no mistake about it. What happened at the end of the day, I have no idea. I would hope so, but I don't know. I don't know, bro. But guys, once again, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you guys for tuning in. So guys, let's go ahead and get into this. If you didn't watch the end of that Chicago and Detroit game, you missed out on something insane. Like, you really missed out on what was a very insane inning. Let's just go over the last couple of plays of the fourth quarter. Okay? So, you're in a position to win. Let's just be honest. You were in a position to get into into a 5-8 situation, maybe even go to overtime. You know what I mean? This was a great opportunity for Chicago to get into that football game. But yet you blew it. You absolutely blew it. There's no other way to describe it. You straight up blew it. That was embarrassing. That was insane to me, how bad that ending was. That was absolutely insane what we just saw. But no, here's the final few minutes of it. First of all, let's go. Here's the final couple of plays. I got them right here. So, God dang internet. Don't you just love it? Don't you just love it? All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and break all this down.
Time.
Get the internet up. Shut up, Jim Nantz. So, boom, get sacked. 32 seconds left. By the time he gets up, it'll be about 30 seconds. Why are you not hurrying to the line of scrimmage and getting back on the line of scrimmage and spiking the football or even calling a timeout? Because Chicago had a timeout, but we're wanting to call another play and do this bull crap instead of getting to the line of scrimmage and handling our business. We waste so much time. We're lollygagging around. We're not getting on dudes and saying, hey, let's go. We got to go. And now we got to throw the football to the end zone. It was there. But, dude, that was just a bad ending. Horrible, horrible play calling. Horrible, horrible time management, dude. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, Caleb Williams is a rookie. I don't care that he's a rookie. What I care is that he executes. He wasn't able to execute that entire drive. He didn't even come close. That was embarrassing. Guys, let me know what you guys think. 601-980-1621. So, and I tweeted this out before, but dude, that was just an insane inning. First of all, it's 4th and 14. Bam, Chicago gets on the other side of the Detroit line. And they end up getting down to, I think, the 20-something odd yard line. Bam, there's another penalty. Hands to the face. Makes it 3rd and 14. Then Caleb Williams gets sacked, and then all that craziness went on. You have nobody to blame but the man in the mirror. You blew it. There's no one else to blame but yourself. No one else to blame but yourself. You had ample opportunity to win this football game, but you didn't. You didn't. That's why it's so embarrassing, guys. That's why. Just unbelievable how bad it was. You can't have things like that occur at that stage of the game. Not this late in the season. Especially not this late in the season. Dude, that was bad. That was almost laughable. I'm sitting there with my dad the entire time. I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we not running the foot? Why are we not getting on the football and running a play? You blew it. And like I mentioned already, you got nobody to blame but the guy in the mirror. Literally nobody to blame but the guy in the mirror. That's what you did to yourself. You blew it. I mean, that was bad. That was really, really bad how that game ended. Doesn't make any sense, bro. Does not. All right. Let's go ahead and get to some college football action. Some notable games that are occurring this week, especially this weekend. Big news coming out of Pittsburgh, by the way. Arthur Smith, offensive coordinator, former O-lineman at UNC, and was also a O-line coach with North Carolina. Former head coach of the Falcons. Could he head out to North Carolina? We'll see. Look, money talks. You better pay him up. It would be a great hire. Make no mistake about it. I don't know if it will happen. We'll see. We'll just have to see. It's close, but I don't know. All right. Weird news coming out of Alabama A&M. So, if you guys remember that, I think earlier during the week, they had a young man about a day ago from Alabama A&M, Medrick Burnett Jr. Initially, they said that he was pronounced dead after sustaining an injury last month for the Bulldogs against Alabama State. So apparently the initial news of his death came from an unnamed family member Tuesday evening. And then afterwards, after hearing from a representative from UAB, he's alive. So, one of two things. Holy cow. I mean, thank you, God, you are a miracle upon miracles, or something, or somebody jumped the gun. I don't know, bro. It's a little bit weird. There was a GoFundMe that was raised for him that got over $40,000 as of this morning. Is there something fishy going on? I have no idea. I'm glad the kid is well, and I'm glad he's doing better. Continue to pray for him. Continue to support him. But at the same time, guys, this was a crazy situation. That's just a work of God right there. We can speculate all we want later, which I kind of alluded to, but now I think about it, I don't really want to go into it and allude it any further. But guys, what a holy cow. How cool is that? That's pretty crazy. That is absolutely insane. But hey, God works. God absolutely works, bro. Does great things. Does some great work. Hey, look. Those who trust in your name, trust in you. They know their name. You know that you are good, you are kind, you are gracious. And he is in control, and he never lets go. That I can promise you about the Lord. So everybody's going to say, oh, but hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's good stuff going on from over there, bro. What could be better than that? All right. Let's go on to some more college football as we continue on with our Thanksgiving Day special. The Heisman Watch is finally in. A lot of people have Travis Hunter, Ashton Jeanty at back-to-back. Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel. Cam Scattaboo should be a Heisman favorite. How about Kyle Kennard? about Harold Fannin, Tyler Warren? Guys like that? Dude, Kyle Kennard, what a season he's had. 28 tackles, 11.5 sacks, and 3 fumbles. Harold Fannin could be a first-round draft pick. And no telling, bro. There is no telling whatsoever. All right. Let's take a look at some matchups going around college football tonight. Big G5 matchup here tonight. Memphis taking on Tulane. What a 3-year stretch it's been for Tulane. I think they have more wins in the last 3 years than Bama, Texas, and a couple of other SEC schools. But this is insane. They're on the cusp of a historic year. They could not only host a 3rd straight AAC championship, they could also sneak their way into the college football playoff as well. This is a big one. Absolutely huge game for Tulane. So Memphis is not in this one because of their 2 losses to UTSA as well as to Navy. So you could forget it. But guys, there's a legit chance that they get into this game, that they are able to get into the CFP. Now, do I think they'll jump over Arizona State? Probably not. Anything can happen, though. By the way, for those of you watching on Instagram, I'm sorry for the terrible quality that you guys are getting. I'm trying my best. Wi-Fi here isn't really the best. My bad. My bad. Okay. Anyway, regardless of that, this is a game that you guys need to watch. If Tulane manages to win this football game because of the skill set that they have, it's going to be because of what you brought to the table. And especially when you talk about the offensive side of the ball. John Summerall's brought a brand new mentality to this Tulane Green Wave team. He really has. And it's been awesome to see. Memphis trying to go to get back-to-back 10-win years for the first time in the 108-year history of the program. Shoot, it'd be a big history-making win that they could get for that program. It's going to be a offensive shootout. Let me just tell you, buddy. It's going to be an offensive shootout. This game is about as hyped as anybody can imagine. Tulane's the 13.5-point favorite. Darian Mensah has had a great season. At the start of the year, it was a 3-man quarterback race. And then now we're talking about Mensah being the number 1 guy. What a season that he's had. He's been able to do it all on the ground as well as with his leg, as well as through his arm. He's got a hell of an arm, let me just tell you. He's about as impressive as you can see from a quarterback. I mean, there's nobody that can run like he does. It's just so impressive. 65% completion percentage, 2,100 yards, 18 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, has only gotten sacked 14 times. I mean, how impressive is that? That's pretty good if you ask me. Let's see what Seth Hennigan does to counter off of that. Almost a 3,000 yards passing to go along with 21 scores. Hasn't turned the football over a lot. But guys, there's a lot of weapons on both sides of the ball. Mekhi Hughes with over 1,200 yards rushing to go along with 15 touchdowns. Mario Anderson has been a dog. Rock Taylor, Mario Williams, the number 1 and 2 targets for the Memphis Tigers and the Tulane Green Wave. You better get something going on that offensive side of the ball if you're Memphis, because you don't want to end up being in a shootout. If you can shut down the boys at Yeoman, you have a legit opportunity to pull off an upset. I would argue and say that this is probably the biggest game of the regular season that Tulane has had in a while. I don't think they've had a bigger game than they do right now. I'm just being honest with you. Because when you think about the stakes that are in this game and the opportunities that they have ahead, holy cow, baby. This is a big one that Tulane might just have. And I'm telling you right now, I fully believe in the Green Wave. I've been a believer in Green Wave Nation for a solid minute. And I'm telling you guys, what's going to happen this upcoming week or this tonight is going to be historic for Tulane. So let's take a look at some Friday games. They got a lot going on to Friday. Boise State, Oregon State, Colorado, Oklahoma State. Colorado still trying to sneak into, I think they can still get into the Big 12 title. They would need a lot of help. I do think they have some tiebreakers. That Kansas loss does hurt. I will say that. You know, you had opportunities to beat K-State too, but couldn't get it done at the end of the day. But no, I think you'll need a lot of help with Arizona State, BYU. You need BYU, Iowa State to lose. BYU plays Houston on Saturday. That'll be a late night game, though. I don't know what to expect from that one. And then Iowa State plays Kansas State. So I don't know, dude. We could be looking at another Arizona State BYU matchup. Well, I say that. And then the winner of BYU and Iowa State, and the winner will drop to 3 losses. So they'll be effectively out of the Big 12. So it'll be down to Arizona State, Iowa State, and Colorado. Arizona State, I don't think they lose to Arizona. We'll see, dude. I mean, that's going to be a tight Big 12 race at the end of the day. The Big 12 is going to be interesting. I'll just say that. East Carolina and Navy. This will be an interesting game that you need to watch out for. How about East Carolina? They just got a brand new head coach. They just elevated Blake Harrell as their new head coach earlier in the week. Harrell has done a tremendous job at ECU after they fired Mike Houston. And, dude, this is going to be a fun East Carolina team to look out for. This is going to be a really fun East Carolina team. Obviously, couldn't get a whole lot done throughout the first few weeks of the season. They've won 4 in a row. So don't start the ECU hype train now. I'll tell you what, though, if you can get a big win against Navy, definitely build some confidence for that ECU program down the stretch in the American, and I would look out for them in 2025 and get to a pretty decent bowl game. Maybe head out to Birmingham. I know Scout would be all for that. So anything's possible, dude. Anything is possible with what ECU has going on. I know that they have an electric offense, and I think they're really just starting to get what they want in regards to this. So we'll have to see. Ball State, Ohio, that's going to be a big one. Ohio wins. They are in the MAC championship game. Miami of Ohio and Bowling Green will be playing tomorrow morning. And the winner of that game will head to the MAC championship game, which will be a good one. Definitely be a good way for them to end off on a struggle route. Nebraska, Iowa. This is an interesting one. This will be an interesting game right here. So here's the thing. The winner of this football game will probably end up in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Probably, I think. Wouldn't really surprise me if we do see that. I don't know though, but no, I wouldn't say the Pop-Tarts Bowl. I'd more like say the I would say more of a Heart of Dallas Bowl. Something like that. What do they call it now? First Responder Bowl. Yeah. Probably the First Responder Bowl is where they'll probably end up. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, anything can happen, dude. You know what I mean? But what do I know around this game? This is going to be interesting. Two defenses. We'll see what Dylan Raiola can do in his final game of his freshman year. Hasn't really been able to do a whole lot this year. Kind of sucks knowing that, but it is what it is. Georgia Tech and Georgia. This is an interesting one to me because I do think that Georgia will win. But how close is this game going to get? Carson Beck had a great last couple of weeks. I mean, he really is. He's playing at an all-time high. He is really elevating his game. He's been able to not turn the football over the last couple of weeks. He's been much better with protecting the football. And so what you want to do if you're Georgia Tech is that you want to put pressure on them. So if you're Georgia Tech, you want to be able to put consistent pressure on him. You want to be able to force him outside the pocket and make dangerous throws. That is what Florida did. That's what Ole Miss did. And if Georgia Tech wants to pull off the upset, they're going to have to do the same thing. And they're going to have to run the football. That's the only way that you're going to be able to knock out a team like Georgia Tech or knock out a team like Georgia is if you are consistently running the football and if you are just running it down dudes' throats. You got to attack the teeth of that Georgia front. That's the interior. It's what you have to do. At this point, it's what you have to do. All right. That's enough of Friday's games. That was pretty interesting, by the way. Let me just say this. Just recapping Tuesday's action. Akron taking care of business against Toledo with the big upset. That effectively knocks Toledo completely out of the MAC. Any opportunity that they even had of a MAC title, and that's a big upset for Akron. Buffalo took care of business against Kent State. Kent State finishes the year at 0-12 throughout the year. Maybe Buffalo can get some help. Maybe they can potentially get back into an opportunity. I don't know. We will have to see. And then Saturday. Dude, Tennessee Vanderbilt's going to be an interesting one. Tennessee's only an 11-point favorite. The spread is 48.5. I would bet the under on that one if I was betting. We'll see how Diego Pavia is injury-wise. We know how explosive he is. We know how he is in the Tim Beck offense. If you follow me on SEC Unfiltered, you know how I've been very, very high on him and how I've been continuing to believe in a guy like Pavia and how I know that this is a great opportunity for him to elevate his game from here. Notre Dame and USC, the Jules Soleil. Dude, if USC wins, Notre Dame is done. Notre Dame is, dude, and Lincoln Riley needs a win. No question in my mind, Lincoln Riley needs a big win. Because after the disaster of what happened last year and after what's going on this year, you fell flat on your face at one point. You were 4-5 or 4-6 at 4-5 at one point. You beat Nebraska, you beat UCLA the last 2 games of the season. You're barely being bowl eligible. If you get to that 7th win next week, you have a great opportunity to really get yourself over the hump and save your ass for another day. Be a huge, huge victory for a guy like Lincoln Riley, who's hanging on by a thread. I mean, barely hanging on by a thread. How about Farmageddon? Kansas State, Iowa State. Battle of 2 teams that started off the year red hot. Both of them started really well throughout the season. Kansas State at one point, nearing that top 10 spot, number 17 in the nation. Then lost to Houston. Felt like they shouldn't have lost. Then lost to Arizona State. Now they're back in the top 25. Iowa State started off top 10. Had the close encounter with UCF. Then ended up dropping a couple spots. Lost back-to-back against Texas Tech and Kansas. Big one for them. Winner of that game stays alive for the Big 12. We'll see. We shall see. They got the last time A&M would try to go 9-3. They lost to LSU. In a while. We'll see, though. So, let me just say this. Rocco Beck or, oh, shoot, what's the other kid's name? Avery Johnson. Going to be a battle of 2 really, really interesting cues. Avery Johnson's had a pretty decent year. Some people had him as a preseason Heisman favorite for some reason. I don't know why. He ain't that great. He ain't been putting up gaudy numbers like you see from Cam Ward and from Shedeur Sanders. Well, other than that, I'm really not really that type of interested in a guy like that. But I guess I'm just one-dimensional thinking. But no, guys. Here's the thing. The winner of this football game, I don't know if they do end up getting the Big 12 title game. I don't know. We'll just see what happens with Colorado and with Arizona State. I do think the winner of this game does get into Arlington, but it's going to be barely. But we'll have to see on that one. I mean, guys, you're talking about an almost unbelievable type of matchup that we're considering. The Big 12 is really interesting. Is it great? Absolutely not. I've never thought it was great. Texas A&M. Good game tomorrow. I think A&M does pull it out. I think they do get the win. I think they put themselves in a position to go play for the college football playoff. But we'll just have to see. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for us here on the College Football Nightcap. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Make sure that you hit us up. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to all those groups. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you on the Nightcap.